Hello, hello, hello. So happy to have you with us. So I wanted to come on here really quickly before the newest season of The Bachelorette comes on. And I wanted to talk about the finale of Bachelor in Paradise. So this season of Bachelor in Paradise, I came in a little late with it, but I came in right on time because everything was unfolding and it was getting so exciting, and there was a lot of love triangles and things happening on the island. So people were coming and going. People were leaving on their own. People were essentially getting kicked off the island because they did not know how to play well in the sandbox. There was so much going on. People were waiting around and using people to connect with other women whom they liked. Unfortunately, some women were used in these men's plots and schemes to stay on the island a little longer, which kind of hurt those women's chances of finding love. There were love triangles with past islanders, and there was just all sorts of goodies happening. But in the end, love prevailed, and now I want to talk to you about some of the couples who made it. But first, let's talk about some of the unofficial couples who made it. So this couple right here, I actually, from a very good source, know that they were spotted in New York City holding hands and looking lovey-dovey. So they are together. But their journey on Bachelor in Paradise was not so simple when it came down to it and it was time for them to express their love for each other. Some kind of way the communication really wasn't clear. Expectations were not met, and they broke up. So it did not end well for them on Paradise, but they did reconnect, and now they have love, or they found each other again. So we'll see what happens with them. We also had Becca, and I don't know why his name is escaping my mind, but he left Katie's season of The Bachelorette kind of prematurely because of all the craziness that was going on in her season with all the guys. But he found love, or it seemed that he found love with Becca, and they seemed to hit it off really well. I think that they really fit each other, like, aesthetically, like physically, like he's very tall and she's tall, and they just seemed to, connect. I didn't see Becca's full run on this season, but she's had 2 failed engagements, and the first time was very horrible, national, and in front of everyone, and so it was kind of the second one, but the first one was probably a little bit more hurtful. So I'm hoping that she can find love, and hopefully Paradise is successful for her. So although they had a tearful goodbye because she felt like he did not open up to her so much, he did know that he loved her, or he was in love with her, and so time will tell. And we wish them all a best and hopefully a happy end. So now let's talk about the official happy endings. We had 3 happily engaged couples, I should say, that actually are together. So we have Mari and Kenny here. Kenny was the boy band manager, and Mari from I believe it was Katie's season, or no, was it Claire's and Tasia's? And Mari, I believe she was very, very briefly on Bachelor Matt James this season, very brief, but they connected, and there is a little bit of an age gap, but I think this could work, and this will work more than, say, another type of age gap. I think that this is something that is a good fit. Only time will truly tell, but she says she has always wanted to, be married, I guess, around this time in her life, and they seem to fall in love. I think I missed some of the stuff that happened between him and someone else on the island. There was a bit of a break, but they got back together. So we wish them well. So here we have Marissa and Riley. Riley was on Tasia's season, and Marissa was also on, I believe, Matt James's season. So they seem to hit it off. I'm not exactly sure how early on, but certainly by week 8 they were pretty much together. I did see her infamously put some whipped cream on his toe, and I don't know why she did that, even though it was a dare that she put on the car. She could have escape that one, but they seem to have a special connection and spice, and they clearly were going to what the Paradisers call the boom boom room, or their private time room, prior to even getting into the fantasy suite. So I think that this couple hopefully will be going well for a while, because I know Riley had his own things in which he needed to get over from his upbringing and so on and so forth. But Marissa was there for him, and I'm sure with faith and love and their communication and passion that they have for each other, they will be together for a long time. The next couple, certainly not the last couple we'll talk about, is Serena and Joe. They seem to have their ups, but there was his ex-girlfriend kind of lurking around, who actually came to the island to see if they could rekindle what they had. In addition, she also interrupted the proposal. I shouldn't say interrupted. She came to speak to him again before the proposal. He did share that with Serena before he proposed, but my feeling on the matter was, if he could have just kept that to himself, and maybe that could have been a story after they had their moment, because I felt like this ex-girlfriend of his was kind of around the whole entire time, or most of the time, when they were developing their love story. And let just Serena have her moment. I feel like that was kind of dampened with this exchange that he had with his ex-girlfriend. And he said some things like, "You were a catch," or something like this. And I just felt like at this point in time, you're about to propose to another woman. Just leave those comments to yourself. Like, don't even open your mouth and say anything complimentary to this woman that would potentially lead her on. She's already thinking that you guys could have gotten back together. Just stop it. Like, just say, I appreciate it, and move on. He already had that time with her when he hugged her and all that stuff, and gave her a shoulder to cry on when she was going through all these emotions. But now it's time for her to take those emotions to a counselor. And if she still needs help getting over this relationship, that's where she needs to go. She doesn't need to be going to her ex, who's about to be proposing to another woman. And frankly, he needs to know how to put up some boundaries, so that relationship is not coming in and tainting what he and Serena has, a new beginning. So I really hope that they work out. The age gap is about the same as the other age gap I mentioned, but the difference is Serena is under 25. I think if she was 25 and then you add the difference, the 12-year difference, it makes a significant difference. So I am hoping that all goes well with them. I think they should stay engaged for at least a year. But after that, I think they should get married right away. Because if not, then I don't know how long this is going to last. I hope they all last very long, and I'm not going to be negative about any of these things, but we all know about my video about engagement limbs, and what I say in that is very true. I always get a lot of great comments about that video, and so I'm hoping that now that they're engaged, they just keep it going. They work out any differences they may have, because they have had such a nice smooth ride. So it's hard to even see them fighting or anything, but I believe they'll have a great union. But they need to put those boundaries up and keep moving forward. And she handled the situation, Serena did, so well. I mean, she really did. So that's how I know she's a very mature woman and she can be in a relationship like this. I just think that she handled it so well in terms of this ex always kind of like lurking around and, you know, kind of just always in her man's face. And she handled that so well. I know it's on an island and there's cameras in front of your face, so you kind of do want to be on your best behavior as well, so that, you know, we can probably take that into consideration as well. From what I saw, they all did a pretty good job. So I hope that all of them have long, successful, lasting, happy relationships. And I really hope that they all just, you know, continue to thrive. I think that it was a good season from when I started watching it to the ending, and I'm sure we're going to hear lots of exciting news coming from them, hopefully. So with that being said, I'm really excited about covering Michelle, the Bachelorette. This is really exciting. I, you know, missed Rachel Lindsay's season when I started this channel, so that would have been awesome to cover her. But we have Michelle coming up, and yeah, so we'll see what happens, and yeah, we'll see what else there is in store for the future. I can do a video about the engagement rings because that's always fun. And if you want me to do a video about some of the other topics that I kind of did not touch upon because I saw how certain people on the island would show themselves, being that they were on Katie's season and kind of acted a certain way. So I don't know if you want me to, and if you need clarification about whom I'm talking about, ask me in the comment section. But until then, thanks so much for listening and watching my videos, catch up on anything, and love seeing your comments, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.